Cynthia Erivo going for the EGOT, playing Harriet Truman.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 69 of the Movie ReBrew podcast. I'm your host, Keegan Holland, and with me is my co-host.
So that's why you brought me on.
Mike Jennison, are you there?
What's up, guys?
Joining us, as always, for our Oscars prediction pod, Chuck Jennison.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me back.
Of course, you are our Oscars king.
Introduce him as the Joker?
I figured him being on for our 69th episode was good enough.
Fair enough for me.
Couldn't
So this
blow
week,
that one.
not going to do any news, any beer, or any what we watched. This is going to be strictly the Oscars. So without further ado, let's get to it.
I'll give you a winter prediction. It's going to be cold, it's going to be gray, and it's going to last you for the rest of your life.
We'll kick it off with the shorts here.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
We're doing what we think will win, what we think should win, and if we had a vote, what else we would add to the category.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, don't have
Yeah,
one of those for every category. Like, I couldn't give you a sixth live-action short film, but actor, director, picture, those kind of things will be giving an extra choice.
You couldn't? You weren't keeping up with the shorts this year, Keegan? I'm shocked. I'll kick it off here with Best Animated Shorts. The noms are Daughter, Hair Love, Kit Bull, that's by Pixar, Memorable, and Sister. The heavy favorite here is Hair Love, which I've actually seen. I sent it to you guys. Did you guys see it?
No.
I watched Hair Love and Kit Bull.
Hair Love's really good. Story about a father and a daughter, both black too, and their mother's sick. So I like that. They like the cute stuff. It's very, very, very cute, and it's short. And that's what the Academy likes, cute and short when it comes to these shorts. So I'm going Hair Love.
I watched Hair Love, I watched Kit Bull. Yeah, pretty much just what Mike said. I liked Hair Love. I thought it was what they look for normally. Kit Bull didn't really, for a Pixar short, I was very unimpressed. That's probably why it didn't end up being in front of one of their features, maybe, possibly. So a little let down by that.
Yeah, it's weird that they didn't put it before Toy Story 4.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, though. You know what I mean?
It is really sad. That's probably
But I was a little underwhelmed, so, I mean, without seeing them all, Hair Love is the heavy favorite. I have no reason to go otherwise there, so Hair Love for me.
Like you guys said, the Pixar short is one of the best parts of seeing Pixar movies in theaters, so yeah, that was a big bummer, not seeing it before Toy Story. Like you said, Hair Love is a heavy favorite, so I'm going to go with Hair Love. If I would have anything else here, though, Dear Basketball getting a second submission. Rest in peace.
I mean, yeah. Dear Basketball is awesome, too.
It's
2 minutes long. It's just awesome. It's perfect.
That actually plays in Hair Love's favor, too, though. It's about a daughter and a dad who are both black. I feel like that even plays into its favor.
Voting has to be over with, though, right?
That's a good point.
No, I think voting ends this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
they got a few more days at least.
Yeah, it's a good call, Mike.
Best doc short, In the Absence, Learning to Skateboard in a War Zone, If You're a Girl, Life Overtakes Me, St. Louis Superman, and Walk, Run, Cha-Cha.
I'm going with Learning to Skateboard. I don't know if it's a favorite. It might be top two, but it's a hell of a title. I haven't seen it, so I can't really speak on it, but I'm going with Learning to Skateboard.
100% what Keegan said. That is the favorite from what I'm seeing. And at least at this juncture, I'm going to have a hard time going against the favorites in the shorts because I don't have any conviction otherwise. So We'll stick with that.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys said. It's a really good premise about Afghanistan girls skateboarding. Though I think St. Louis Superman, it's about a rapper who actually ran and is now in Missouri State Congress. I think has a chance to upset this year, but I'm not going to go out of my way to put that. So I'm going Learning to Skateboard in a War Zone. The next one is live action short film. I did the math here. The average winner is 20 minutes long, and only one has been over 24 minutes. Brotherhood, which the favorite would be 25 minutes. It'd be the second longest of the decade. So I got a little bit nervous here. Also, it's not as feel good as some of the other ones sounded. But I'm still going to go with it because it has a very interesting premise. A father comes home and believes his son-in-law is a member of ISIS. I think it's a very interesting premise. I haven't seen it yet, but that sounds like it could be very good. So I'm going with Brotherhood.
I have Brotherhood as well. I didn't know that about that one, but I think it's another one that's the favorite. And I don't know where else I would go with it, so I'm gonna go with Brotherhood for now, at least.
3 for 3, Brotherhood.
3 for 3. Are we all on the same 3 shorts?
Yeah.
Yeah, all in the same 3 shorts. I think Skateboard and Hair Love are like pretty heavy favorites. I think live action goes somewhere else. I think it's kind of a wide open field, but yeah. We'll go to animated. Best animated feature. Toy Story 4, Missing Link, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, I Lost My Body, and Klaus. 2 of these are Netflix. I Lost My Body and Klaus. Some of the precursors. The Globes went to Missing Link, the Annie Awards went to Klaus, and the producers and critics' choice went to Toy Story 4. This one I could see kind of going a number of ways. I originally thought How to Train Your Dragon was gonna win this back in like December because it never won one before. But I'm gonna go with Toy Story 4. The Producers Guild is 6 of 9 this decade. No movie franchise has won 2 of these awards, but Toy Story I think is just different. It's an outlier. Who should win? I would vote for How to Train Your Dragon. I haven't seen the other 3 though, so I guess my opinion means nothing. But I liked it. It's one of my favorite trilogies of this decade. How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Wow, right behind the Before Midnight.
Yeah, it's really good though. I'll say those. Keep an eye out for I Lost My Body. I don't think enough people are going to see it, but the critics love it. And Klaus cleaned up at the Annie Awards, which is like the guild for animated stuff. So I guess those are the 2 that I think could possibly do something there. And Missing Link actually won the Globe. This is actually kind of an open field, but I just don't think any of those are that strong behind Toy Story 4 to upset it. So yeah, Toy Story 4.
I'm not getting cute. Toy Story 4. I think Missing Link was just a complete outlier, and I don't know. The other stuff is kind of artsy. I Lost My Body. It's a French film. I don't think many people saw that. Yeah, I don't know. They like Toy Story 3 enough to give it a Best Picture nomination. It's back again. Toy Story 4.
This is a tough one for me. In terms of craftsmanship, Klaus is a 2D animated feature that's made to look like it's 3D, so it's a pretty unique looking movie. Yeah, like you said, Missing Link won the Globes. Yeah, I'm down to Toy Story 4 and Missing Link. I guess just to differentiate, try to get a win here, I'll go with the Missing Link. But what should win would be How to Train Your Dragon 3. I think that's easily the best of the animated I've seen. But everything I saw this year that was animated was nominated, so no other what should be here.
Anything but Frozen 2 should be there. That's what I have. I hated Frozen 2.
King, did you see any of Klaus or I Lost My Body?
No.
Okay. I was wondering, you're almost talking like you saw one of those.
I've seen like featurettes on Klaus, but never got around to it.
People are like
Klaus
pumped
really
that Klaus
good.
is there,
Yeah.
I think it has like a 94% or something on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, yeah, it's critically loved.
What's the premise? Is it like Santa Claus?
It's Santa Claus,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like a Spanish-American movie. If I knew it was on Netflix, I would have saw it. I thought it was just some artsy shit that was like impossible to find. I probably would have watched it over the holidays. We'll check that out probably next Christmas. Okay, so on to the next one. Best Doc. The nominations: American Factory, The Cave, The Edge of Democracy, For Sama, and Honeyland. Keegan, I'll kick it to you. The precursors have all gone to Apollo 10 or Apollo 11. Which one's that called?
Apollo 11.
Apollo 11, but
which
it's
is
not
actually
here.
what should be here was Apollo 11. I saw it in theaters in IMAX in like February. Amazing documentary. But the pick here was between Honeyland and American Factory. One's on Hulu, one's on Netflix, or one's on Prime. They're available. They've gotten amazing reviews. But I'm going with Honeyland.
American History on Netflix. I know that.
Okay.
Or American Factory.
Yeah.
But go on.
I'm going with Honeyland because it's also nominated for Best Foreign Film, which is pretty rare for a doc to get. So I'm going to go with Honeyland.
Okay, I'm on the other one. I'm on American Factory. It won the Producers Guild. I don't know how big of a precursor that is in this affair, but it's enough for me. Netflix, people see all the Netflix stuff. I think Netflix has won doc before, right? Was it White Helmets? I don't even know if that was
That was short, but I'm pretty sure they've won before.
Icarus.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Well, yeah, it's the favorite. I like it here. We'll go with that. Back of the PGA.
That's fair, Chuck. For me, more so, I agree with Keegan. I almost won Honeyland for the same reason he said, because it was nominated for an international film, and being a doc, that's pretty nuts. And I think it's A.O. Scott's #1 movie of the year, who's the head critic at New York Times. Yeah. So, but with all that said, the power of the Obamas behind American Factory and the money of Netflix is too much for me to look past, so I'm going American Factory. I didn't see a doc this year, so. Though I do want to check out Honeyland. I think that sounds way more interested in American Factory.
That Apollo 11 was kind of like the Mr. Rogers getting snubbed, right? That
Yeah,
was like
exactly.
supposed to win.
Yeah, and I want to say Blackfish got snubbed. They're really
Oh, yeah, I think it
weird.
did,
They're really weird docs.
It's-
Docs have like historically wild snubs.
Yeah, especially because
Uh,
the 50th
Go on.
anniversary of the moon landing was last year. I mean, it's crazy that it didn't get, because it's really, really fucking good. Like, I don't know how they have some of the footage that they have. It's awesome.
and it's not like confrontational or anything. It's about USA, baby. You know,
It's just like
really weird.
I've heard some of it is that a lot of them have a lot of passion for a lot of these docs, and they just kind of assume that the other ones are going to get in, so they kind of vote for like the lesser stuff that they want to see get a spot. I've heard that.
Right.
That was at least a line of thinking that One Should Be My Neighbor last year.
Yeah, One of My Neighbor is shocking that didn't get nominated. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Best international film. The nominations are. Why can't I find the nominations? Best international film.
Heard that
Corpus-
Parasite films there.
Yeah, Corpus Christi, the before mentioned Honeyland, Les Miserables, Blas, Pain and Glory, and Parasite.
Is this another Les Mis adaptation? Like, what is that?
It's a French
No, it's
version.
not. It's a play on it though. All right.
Oh, is it? Oh, I think it's modern
Yeah.
day, and it's a French movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I heard the French thing. Yeah.
So this is probably the easiest selection of the night. It's Parasite. I do want to say though that I saw Pain and Glory this week, and that movie is awesome. I wish I would have saw it before my top 10. I think it would have cracked it. Really, really good. I was shocked how much I liked it. But Parasite will win, and Parasite should win. Who should be here? I don't think I saw another international film besides Parasite and Pain and Glory, so I will not comment on that.
Yeah, to you and Keegan's point, now you got a Best Picture nominee here, you got a Best Actor nominee here, you got a short or a doc nominee here.
Yeah, good year. Really strong year.
Live short, I don't know, whatever it was, but yeah, it's Parasite. We don't got to waste time here. That's the biggest lock of the night,
I agree. Parasite.
and well deserved. We'll get back to Parasite later, obviously.
Right.
But
Parasite will win and should win. Though I haven't seen any other ones, so I can't really talk.
so Pain and Glory was good, huh, Mike?
Yeah, it was really good. I'm a sucker for like Spanish Mexican cinema because I took a class in college and my professor just like forced it down my throat.
Mm-hmm.
But it is very much like old school Inarritu type movie.
I've heard good stuff.
Yeah, dug it big time.
Hashtag film Twitter was pumped when he got nominated. So
Yeah, I was kind of upset because I don't know. It was a foreign movie I didn't see, and now I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. I would have been beating the drum for that. So
he's a big name though, you know. So.
he is, and it was his first time ever. So Penelope Cruz really popped up in it. So best visual effects. The nominations are Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, The Lion King, 1917, and Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. We're kicking it to Keegan.
I think the winner will be 1917. Should win. I think should be Avengers Endgame. I think they should just throw it a bone somewhere, and it's also incredible visual effects. What should be here? Alita Battle Angel. That entire movie rests on the shoulders of a CGI character, and it looks amazing. So that's what I would put up for the Oscar.
It's so funny because you dogged that movie so hard before it came out, based on how it looked.
I know. And then they just fixed. I mean, because that first trailer for it looked awful, but then they really fixed it by the time it came out.
Right on. Well, I defer to you guys for most of my visual effects stuff since I'm not a Marvel or Star Wars guy. But I am on 1917 here. I suppose Avengers is probably the favorite, but
I think
I don't know.
1917 is.
Yeah, well, maybe not the betting favorite, but I think 1917 is getting a lot of steam now. It's probably like 50-50 right now if you looked on Gold Derby, I imagine. Yeah, 1917, as technical as it was, the visual effects weren't something that stood out to me, but they love this movie, so I mean, why not give it to them here? I don't know how much they care about the Avengers.
And they love the like subtle visual effects, like the Mad Max type, where you can't even really tell if it's visual effects or if it's shot in camera. So I think
that's a good point. And seeing as how it was probably all visual effects since they weren't really in a war, so
right.
Yeah, I was gonna say with Keegan, this decade, First Man, Inception, and Mad Max all won over heavy CGI movies. Though I think this is a very open race. The Irishman, Benjamin Button won about 13 years ago for similar technology in this category over Iron Man and Batman, Dark Knight. So the Academy does like this technology. The Lion King, very similar technology to Jungle Book that won. But I am also going 1917 for what Keegan said. They kind of like the the effects that look like real life more than the gaudy CGI.
Also with The Irishman, that's something that Scorsese has talked about a bunch. Like, they've been really pimping that ILM works so closely with him to do the de-aging. Like, they've talked about that in so many interviews. So I could see people being swayed by that, but still, I think 1917 is probably the favorite.
And I do like The Irishman.
Yeah, this might be one of the only spots The Irishman they can reward here, right? I mean, it's starting to look like there's only a few spots, So, and it was uniquely one of the best parts about the film, the CGI. I thought so. I don't think it'd be a terrible idea for him.
No, it wouldn't be terrible. I should mention that what should be here is Ad Astra, one of the prettiest looking movies. One of the prettiest looking movies I've seen in theaters in a long, long time. Shocked didn't get nominated. Absolutely floored. A lot of these were shocking, that I'm going to say. And then should win is 1917. Those effects were, it's like close to Mad Max level, where I'm like, wow, like when you see that one shot of them running down the no man's land towards the end of the movie, that is nuts. That is crazy. Okay, we're gonna go on to the sounds. We'll do mixing first. Chuck, do you want to explain the difference between mixing and editing?
No. Okay, mixing is more about fine tuning the sound type of deal. Like it's better for like a lot of musicals and war movies win here, right?
Yes, and then editing usually goes to the loudest one, right? That's the old saying. Mixing, musicals, editing, loudest.
Yeah.
The guild is just a sound guild. I think they want to just be one award too, but it's still 2 awards. And I went to Ford versus Ferrari. So for sound mixing. Should be here. I have Rocket Man. It's usually 4 musical movies. It is a good movie. I'm shocked it's not here. Should win. Ad Astra. I'd like to see that win something because it's such a good technical movie. Though I didn't care for it. I think it deserves some award somewhere. And then will win 1917. Get ready to hear that name a lot today. 1917.
Okay, will win. Ford versus Ferrari. I'm actually on it for both sound categories. So. You went with Rocket Man. Rocket Man, it's kind of a surprise pick for me because I feel like they could reward it maybe somewhere else that I'm thinking. So I don't know if they would shoehorn a win here for it, but I don't know. I'm on Ford versus Ferrari here. I like the Guild win, and they clearly like this film.
Yeah, they do. And they'll maybe give it somewhere and then pick here. Yeah.
And did either of you see Ford versus Ferrari?
I did. I liked it a lot, actually. And I feel like I'm kind of in the minority. I mean, it's just kind of getting thrown to the side. I feel like if it didn't get a Best Picture nomination, it just was kind of popped up in a few of the technical areas and would get more respect. But
I really like that movie a lot. It just missed out on my top 10. But the sound in that movie is incredible. Like, you feel like you're in the seat of the car throughout the entire thing. So yeah, I'm going with Ford versus Ferrari for mixing and should win as well, Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, one of my favorite last 30 minutes of a film this year, probably. The last 30 minutes were exciting. It dragged a little bit in the middle for me.
A little bit, yeah. It seems like it ends almost halfway through, but then it kind of ramps back up again.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it because I can't get myself to sit through that runtime.
Yeah, I feel like if you hesitated on it, you didn't see it in theaters, it's a tough one to get to. It took me a long time to get to Irishman, so.
Luckily, I didn't know the runtime going in, because that is a big turnoff for sure.
Yeah. You might not have saw it to this day, Keegan, if you knew that runtime, but.
And Caroline refuses to see it. There's been like 3 times we went to the movie theater to see something, and I want to see Ford vs. Ferrari, and just refusing.
Oh, they love it.
I wasn't really thrilled about seeing it either. I should say that, but yeah, I don't think I'd love that movie, but I probably would enjoy it.
But like, think of the cast though. I mean, you got Bale and Damon.
Yeah, I'm just not a car guy.
Are we chalking up the Best Picture now? Just the 5% of the old white Academy just liking it? Like, is that what we're pretty much chalking it up to? I mean, I think that's fair.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that is fair. But it popped up in a lot of places
that love cars.
Yeah, car guys.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to editing. Can you kick it off? Oh, the editing knobs. So sound mixing knobs were Ad Astra, Ford vs. Ferrari, Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is hilarious that got nominated here. And then best sound editing was Ford vs. Ferrari, Joker, 1917. Once again, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Fun fact here: a Star Wars movie hasn't won an Academy Award since the first one. Just a fun fact. Yeah. All right, Keegan, kicking it to you.
Winner, 1917, should win Ford versus Ferrari. No other what should be here's.
All right, Keegan, splitting up the sound
Yeah, I
categories.
figured
Don't hate it.
1917 will win a bunch, and I just kind of went 50-50. Hopefully, roll the dice. I get one of them.
That is a sound gamble, no pun intended. But
All
I generally go, I think, back to back. I think last year back to back would have hit with Bohemian Rhapsody, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of wanted to split here. I was torn all day. This is probably one of my 3 toughest categories. But I'm going to go back-to-back Ford versus Ferrari for what will win. And I'm very cool with should win as well. I like that a lot. So we'll move on to Mike.
So 6 of 9 this decade have been the same movie as one mixing and editing. I think it'll go for 7 of 10 with 1917.
Wow, that's a big spot right there. Me and Mike went back-to-back different there.
Yeah, it's a war movie. Those tend to do good here. What should be here? Ad Astra, why not? And then what should win? I got 1917 as well. Okay, on to Best Song. I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away from Toy Story 4. I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocket Man. Elton John doing the music, lyrics by Bernie Taupin. I'm Standing With You from Breaking Through. No one knows what that movie is.
That's
Into the Unknown.
from like March.
Sorry, guys.
Into the Unknown from Frozen 2, and Stand Up from Harriet. Cynthia Erivo, the actress who plays Harriet here, if she wins, she gets the EGOT. She's got 2 chances at here.
Wow.
The Globe went to Ellen John.
Lock that thing up.
The critic went to Wild Rose, though it's not nominated here. What should be here? I have Wild Rose, though I don't really care for that movie. That song at the end is really good, and everything in the movie plays into that song really well. And I think that's what's important about Best Original Song. I think it really should pertain to the movie. What should win? I don't really care for any of these. I listened to them all today for I think I went on shuffle there for a little bit. Stand Up's my favorite one, though I'm Gonna Love Me Again I think is going to win this. So I actually go Harriet, Stand Up for the best song just because I liked it the best. None of these really pertain to the movie in any way whatsoever. And then what's going to win is Rocket Man. I just think they want to award Elton John and Bernie for something, so I'm going with that.
I am also going to pick Rocket Man. I think the Edgerton snub will probably help it here a little bit. I mean, if they liked it. I think it was a down year for songs in general. Usually there's some songs I'm really passionate about. Usually because there's some musicals that I like, though. So I'll call it a down year in general.
It is. It definitely is.
Yeah, I mean, even Randy Newman, who I'm obsessed with, I didn't care for that song much. Yeah, Rocket Man will win, should win, be there. Nothing really to add. I think there's one song in Frozen 2 I liked. Literally one song, so we'll go with that one.
It's not this one that's in here?
It was the one that the dude sings with the reindeer, whatever his name is. Sven, maybe? Maybe that's the reindeer's name. I don't know. I think it was Stuck in the Woods, I believe it was called. It kind of had like an 80s kind of like Chicago feel to it, and I enjoyed it. I probably listened to it 3 or 4 times since I saw the movie in theaters. So there you go.
I'm Gonna Love Me Again will win the Rocket Man song. Like you guys said, I think they just love the name recognition of Elton John, so that'll win. None of the 5 songs, even I've only seen Rocket Man from the list, I believe, and I don't even remember that song at all in the movie. But I guess
I know
that should win, I guess. And then what should be here? The only original song from the year that made it into my coveted best songs from movies running list is Glasgow from Wild Rose, like Mike said earlier. Great song. But I'm surprised it wasn't nominated.
Film Twitter loves that song.
It's so good. Listening to
It's a good song. Best score we're going to do now. The nominations are Joker, Little Woman, Marriage Story, 1917, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. I think John Williams is only behind Walt Disney for the most nominations now. Yeah, the critics and Globe went to Joker. Okay, what should be here is Us. Already, that's part of pop culture, that score. It's really, really good. Horror movies are really, the scores are very important to that, and he knocked out the world with that score. It has like a Hitchcock sound to it, which I'm sure was what he was going for. So I think it's awesome. I heard it played at a couple college football games this year. It's really good. What should win? Marriage Story. I really like that. Antonio's like, you could tell it's Randy Newman from a mile away, and it's true. I think a lot of that emotional punches in that movie is because of that score. And then what will win is Joker. I like the Joker score. I like all these scores. I think it's a pretty solid year for scores, but I think Joker will win just because it's been winning everywhere. It's also a female, and I think that people are rallying behind that in the year that there wasn't too much diversity. So I'm going Joker. No, I mean, it's still really good, but yeah.
Yeah, they like Joker a lot. It's winning everywhere. Like you said, it's a woman who did the score. Who she also did some other TV score this year, I think, but I don't know. But I got Joker winning there as well. Should I like to spot Little Women? Obviously, I thought Little Women was really good. I wish I listened to all these scores again this week or today. But be there, I don't know. Nothing really standing out that I like the Us one a lot. That's all I got there. Joker for will win though.
What will win? Joker. What should win? Joker. What should be here? Avengers Endgame. It's the only score that I can really commit to memory from this year. But though Us, like you said, Mike, is actually a good call. I forgot about that one.
I feel like there's sometimes when I'm watching these movies throughout the year, sometimes they just stick out. I feel like it was kind of a down year for scores in a way, or at least memorable scores, like Keegan said. But I don't know. It's my 2 cents there.
Best makeup and hairstyle. I just want to say, thank God they got 5 categories in this 5 nominations in this category. It was so weird. It was the only one with 3.
Is this the first year like that?
First year like this. Oh, and the BAFTAs have Best Casting Director now, so that might become an Academy Award. It should. It's the only before credit that doesn't have an Academy Award. Though there's casting directors who have votes in the Academy Awards too, so it's very weird that it's not an award yet.
I was gonna say the 24 categories seem pretty pure. They wanted to add that Best Popular Movie and some of the other stuff. I feel like it's gonna be a little tougher to get it, to become the Academy.
Yeah, but I feel like casting. I don't think people would be too upset about.
Well, they also have the Rising Star Award that you never see with the Academy. You see it a lot of other places though.
So best makeup and hairstyle: Bombshell, Joker, Judy, 1917, and Maleficent. Bombshell won the Guild. Bombshell won the critics. All right, Keegan, it's to you.
Bombshell should win. Bombshell will win. Don't have anything to add. Rocket Man, sure, let's go with that.
Hell yeah.
Bombshell is one of the bigger locks of the night, and yeah, very deservingly so. Let's go with Bombshell for sure for will win, and should be there. I don't know. I got nothing on that.
I agree with you guys that it will and should win. Bombshell. Megyn Kelly. I said Megyn Kelly. Charlize Theron. Megyn Kelly is it's scary good. And then what should be here? Irishman? I imagine it's not here because makeup people don't like the fact that they de-age people using CGI, but they're older. They're using makeup. So that was interesting. It's won best hair and makeup in other places, Irishman, but didn't get a nom here. So it should be here, in my opinion. The next category is best costume. The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Woman, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
We're getting Guild winner on that tonight, for the record. The Guild's tonight for costume design.
I was going to say Guild to be decided. Critics went to Dolomite, who's not here. What should be here is Rocky Man and Dolomite, but Rocky Man more so. When me and Keegan did that review, we were both saying, I'm not quite sure it's going to get as many noms as Bohemian Rhapsody, but I know for a fact that it's going to get best costume design. Absolutely stunning that it didn't get nominated here. What I think should win is Little Woman, and I think it will win. They like period pieces. They like dresses. That's why I'm picking Little Woman.
That's pretty much it for me, the period piece thing. It's really the only one that's even close to that, right? The flowy period pieces, as they say. And I'm very okay with that. I think it should win. Should be there. I don't know. Midsummer, maybe. That's going to be my should be there for the next 9 categories, though. So, but yeah. That's all I got.
Good call. Little Women will win. It should win. And then, Rocket Man not being there is an absolute crime.
I will say, though, I'm nervous that Little Woman's not going to win this just because I think I want to win something so bad that it makes me nervous that it might not.
I think a good dark horse here is Jojo Rabbit.
I think you're right. Jojo Rabbit everywhere. The Academy loves that movie.
The adapted screenplay, I think they're going head to head, and I think they're going head to head here, and I think they might split, but I think Little Woman is probably the sizable favorite in both those categories, though.
Yeah, especially with Sam Rockwell's costume with the ladder part of that movie. It's just absolutely incredible.
Oh God, I forgot how good that was actually. Yeah, with the feathers.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. And it is a period piece.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And you gotta remember, ScarJo's shoes play such a key role in that
True.
movie too.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm talking myself into Jojo Rabbit. Anyways,
I think that's a really. I think you can make a lot worse mistakes as a dark horse than Jojo Rabbit here. I think if you're really trying to get a little contrarian, differentiate a little bit. Yeah, I think this one works. But I'm stick a little close to the vest. Go with the period piece thing with Little Woman.
Yeah.
On my end.
I question how much Kevin likes Little Woman, but I think it's because I want them to like it, so I'm just nervous about it.
Well, I think they owe it with no Gerwig, so I think they owe it a couple places.
Best production design: The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. It's like the same movies nominated for every category this year. It's crazy. All right, Keegan, kicking it to you.
Winner.
Oh, by the way,
Yep.
The critics went to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. There hasn't been a guild yet. That's to be decided. The critics is 7 of 9. 7 of 9. Go, Keegan.
Once Upon a Time will be your winner. What should win, personally, I think 1917. I really believe that there was a war going on when they filmed that movie. They did an incredible job with the tunnels and all that stuff. What should be here? I haven't seen it, but I assume Downton Abbey, just from the trailers, that looks gorgeous. So that should be here.
Yeah, that's a good point. That would have been the that would have made a lot of sense. I'm gonna stick chalk here. I'm gonna go with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I feel like it's. When in doubt, just go with that this year because they clearly love it, and it got nominated in some weird spots. Should win probably Parasite. I think I'd vote for Parasite. I don't know. I just kind of like the sleek look of a lot of it, and Be There, Midsummer. Duh.
I am exactly the same as Chuck on every single front. I have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood winning here. Like I said, 7 out of 9 critics, though I think it's been low-hanging fruit a lot of years for production design.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I am curious to see what the guild does tonight, though. If I mean, it would definitely just
it would kind of solidify it.
Yeah, it would be a lock at that point. But go on, sorry.
With that said, Hollywood loves Hollywood too. So Once Upon a Time in Hollywood being like 1960s Hollywood, they love that era. So that's why I think it's going to win pretty easily here. Parasite should win. They built that house for this, and the house is a central character to this whole entire movie. The movie's nowhere close to as good without Parasite, without the house. And then what should be here is Midsummer. They literally built that village in Hungary, and every wall says something. There's so much detail in that set. It's a shame they didn't get at least a look somewhere. Yeah. But production design is where it deserved it the most.
In a weird way, I thought we might have got it somewhere. Kind of off the back of Hereditary last. I thought maybe they correct one of their mistakes and just throw it somewhere. Maybe not cinematography, but somewhere. That would have been nice for production design.
Yeah, I was holding out hope that production design would happen, but it was just all fool's gold.
For sure.
Best cinematography: The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse. I mean, they finally awarded like a craft movie somewhere. 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The Guild and critic both went to 1917. Roger Deakins, I think, was like 0 for 11, and now he's probably going to win 2 in a row.
0 for 14.
Last Black Man's 0 for 13. Yeah. That's crazy. Last Black Man in San Francisco.
How could someone that good go 0 for 13? That's just shocking.
Yeah, it's insane. Last Black Man in San Francisco, I think, is the prettiest movie of the year. I have that for what should be here. What should win is 1917. What will win is 1917. Some of those shots are gorgeous. So, much deserved when it wins.
Breathtaking. Absolutely. Absolutely. 1917 was just beautiful. Will, should, and Be There, Midsummer. Duh. So, on to you, Kegs. Yep.
Me as well. Will and should. 1917. What should be here? John Wick. Because there are some amazing set pieces in that movie. Sucker for Neon, as we discussed last time.
Alrighty then. Okay, we are going to go to Best Film Editing. Fun fact about Best Film Editing, every Best Picture winner since Annie Hall, or every Best Picture winner going back to Annie Hall wasn't nominated in Best Editing, won Best Picture. Every Best Picture winner has been nominated for Best Film Editing since then, other than Birdman, which was a one-shotter. And so is 1917. It's not here either, but a very interesting category because it's very close ties to Best Picture. Best Film Editing nominations are Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite. The guilds went to Parasite and Jojo. They do comedy and drama there. The guild's 5 of 9, though. So not the best track record.
That's funny you said that about the ties of editing to Best Picture. Do you?
It's always been very close. In more recent years, less and less though, right?
I mean, as far as winning and Best Picture going, that is definitely not as.
I just remember the writing being on the wall when Boyhood lost to Whiplash, and sometimes you can learn a lot where the editing goes for sure.
Interesting.
For Best Picture.
Just for certain movies, editing is more important than others. You at least need a nomination. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, not here. It's one of the reasons why I don't think it has a chance. I've been saying it for a long time, and now the precursors are kind of confirming that. But
I have an anecdote about that. Yeah, but Keegan, I mean, yeah.
For some reason, I had Ford versus Ferrari here. That may have been, I thought it was sound editing, so I'm going to go with Parasite instead, and then Parasite your winner.
Okay, yeah, I have Parasite getting the win here. I think it probably needs it if it's going to win Best Picture.
I agree.
It should win. One little weird thing I heard about the editing snub from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is that Tarantino switched editors. Like his longtime editor, it's now her assistant or his assistant who's now running it.
Died.
So in a kind of a weird way. Did you guys either of you guys hear that?
No, I did.
I think she died.
Like someone, I forget what I was watching. It's probably something on Gold Derby something, and someone just literally just totally just let it roll off. They're like, no, whatever. They switch editors. I'm not worried about that. So I thought that was interesting. But other than that, yeah, Parasite for will and should. And I think it's very critical. Be paying attention to this category on Oscar night, because if it loses here, then kiss its Best Picture goodbye.
I agree. It was critical for Boyhood when it lost. It was the writing was on the wall, like Chuck said, and it's critical for Parasite because I don't think it's going to win any other technical word. So it's got to win something. Oh, it's on me. I said Parasite, but I thought someone was going to go Ford versus Ferrari here. I'm happy no one did. I think Parasite will win. I think it should win. What should be here? I got Uncut Gems. I think that movie is made in its editing.
That's true.
Just the fact that I couldn't breathe during multiple times of that movie. I think it was just because how rapidly it was cutting. The Editors Guild also 14 of 20 for Best Pictures. It's pretty crazy. Wow. So that helps Parasite.
Then what's a Parasite, right? The Eddie?
Yeah. I would not be it's so funny it's called the Eddie. And I would not be shocked though if Ford vs. Ferrari went here. I almost went with it. So now we go to the scripts. And we will kick it off with best
the good
adapted.
Stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff. The big 7, big 6, something like that. Best adapted screen, big 8. There we go. Best adapted screenplay. The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, A Little Woman, and The Two Popes. Two Popes getting some love here. Keegan, it's on you. Oh, the critics went to Little Woman, and USC, that they do Best Adapted Screenplay, their library. Pretty good precursor there. It also went to Little Woman. So
yeah, I like that one. Eight years in a row, the USC scripts have gotten the Best Adapted Screenplay, right? So
yeah. Very good track record.
Maybe I'm a total moron then, because I'm going with The Irishman to win. Just because I don't have it winning anywhere else, and I think they'll reward it somewhere. What should win is Jojo Rabbit, and what should be here is A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, turning an article into a feature-length film, especially one of that quality, and with that unique way of storytelling, I think it deserved a nod.
Well,
love that Be There by Keegan, because I did read that. I did read that article like directly after leaving the theater. So, yeah, that's cool. I like that. My will win is Little Woman though. Should wins Jojo Rabbit. Like I said, I think adapted screenplay and costume design are interesting because I think it's Little Women versus Jojo Rabbit, and in a weird way, I could see them going either way. Like Jojo Rabbit winning here in an adapted screenplay wouldn't surprise me at all, and I think it should win. Little Woman, the beloved novel, what Greta Gerwig did with it, I think it wins. So,
do you think it should be here, Chuck?
I like The Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. That was on my short list here. I think that I even considered. At least I've read the subject matter and saw the movie, and I think they did a great job with that. So
I think what should be here, I have Endgame. It's a comic book, loosely adapted off that. They made this huge movie. I think it deserved a little bit more love in certain places, so I have that here. But I like You Can Pick a lot. What should win, Little Woman, took a timeless classic and kind of made it her own. I think that's awesome, and I think it will win for that matter. Though I do think it's a real 3-horse race here between The Irishman and Jojo Rabbit and this one. I just question how much the Academy likes The Irishman. It got nominated so much. They might love it, and it might win a bunch of awards in the tech categories. I wouldn't be shocked.
Wouldn't that be wild?
I got Little Woman here.
That'd be so wild if Irishman just started picking off left and right some of these spots.
Yeah, I mean it could.
I mean everyone thought they were going to win about eight Oscars about a month and a half ago. So anything can happen, but yeah, it's trending very, very poorly. I'm not even sure where I think it even has like a legit chance. Here in a way, but I don't know.
Now we go to the best original screenplay nomination: Knives Out, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. The Globe and Critic went to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Tarantino's not a member of the Writers Guild, so won't be able to win that. So the precursors really don't matter here. What should be here? Last Black Man in San Francisco. Fucking love that movie. What should win? Parasite. And what will win? I got Parasite. I think I just want it, so I'm gonna will it there. I'm gonna take Parasite.
Yeah, I think that's quite the will. I think if you see it winning stuff like this, then it's just like a huge Parasite sweep. Tarantino's won twice for his writing already. I mean, I don't think they owe it to give him for a third time, but they like this film a lot, and I don't have it winning a whole other a lot. So I like it here. I like it for original screenplay. Should Parasite for sure, and then be there either Uncut Gems or Midsummer.
My winner is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Should win is Parasite. And what should be here? Booksmart was nominated for a WGA, and then Honey Boy, I think.
Yeah, those are two good ones.
Yeah, it would be cool to see Shia LaBeouf get nominated here.
Honey Boy would have been really cool to see in a lot of places, but
just Amazon does not do well, man, with the Academy. They can't get movies. They can't get people to see their movies.
I know. What's their problem?
I have no idea, but they lose so much money every time they release a movie in theaters. No one sees it.
It's weird. They're one of the few streamers that is pretty committed to putting their stuff out in theaters first. Like Netflix does 2 weeks in New York, but Amazon, they go pretty much everywhere for a decent amount of time. So it's weird that they don't get the love that I think they're worthy of.
I think that's very true. I didn't even know Honey Boy was Amazon until about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I guess it kind of tells you when something's Netflix,
Well, the thing is that Late Night came out this summer. Amazon, they bought it at Sundance. It bombed, and then Amazon said that they weren't going to guarantee every movie that they release a theatrical release. But they thought Honey Boy had a real chance at Best Picture noms, so they gave it a theatrical release, and then that bombed. So I don't really know where Amazon stays here. They spent a hell lot of money on Sundance last year, and all those movies bombed. So it'd be interesting to see where that goes. That company, they're not doing well when it comes to film. It is a shame. They usually put out pretty good stuff, but people just don't watch. For the record, though, the reason why I'm also going Parasite is that I think Bong Joon-ho is just so beloved. And I think they want to give him something somewhere. And Tarantino's won twice, and he's a relative dick, and I can't see the Academy really liking him. So that's why I'm going with that.
The Academy is kind of like, we've done it before, we'll do it again a lot of the time, So
yeah,
I don't know, but how beloved is he? We know Bong Joon is beloved on film Twitter, and and your brother like him, but
he won the popularity contest at the luncheon this year.
Did he? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I didn't know that. Wow, that's a little key piece.
Yeah.
I wish I would have knew.
That's funny. Tarantino's not in the WGA.
Yeah, why is he not? I actually didn't know that.
Because he's a lunatic and a psychopath.
That makes sense.
I don't think he ever has been.
I love how he literally, his movie is just throwing up the peace sign. That's just all he does when he's in public. There was a hilarious tweet I saw from the luncheon. He's just wearing a bowling shirt, like a Charlie Sheen 2.5 Men bowling shirt, and he's throwing up the peace sign on the red carpet. It's just hilarious.
I mean,
absolute lunatic for sure.
The guy's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are we on? Supporting actor? We're on supporting actor. Best supporting actor: Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Anthony Hopkins for Two Popes, playing Pope Benedict. Al Pacino, The Irishman, his 8th nomination. Joe Pesci for The Irishman. Brad Pitt, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 4 of these actors have Academy Award already to their name, and the other one's named Brad Pitt.
All 4 in this category too, for the record. All 4 have won this award before for supporting actor.
Tom Hanks did not. He's won 2 Best Lead Actors.
Thank you for the correction. You're right.
I think this is one of the biggest locks of the night. Brad Pitt will win. Brad Pitt should win. And then with these actors, I give more than just one should be here, so I apologize. But Shia LaBeouf from Honey Boy and Kang Ho's son from Parasite, the father, I think is also worthy of being here.
2 good ones, Keegan.
Yeah, you nailed those, my man.
Willem Dafoe from Lighthouse. I thought he was going to be a lock when it came out, but then
how is that not just plug him in and move along for the Academy? It's very weird to not see him here.
And he got nominated. Yeah, and he got nominated back-to-back years, and probably his best performance out of the 3 he doesn't get nominated.
pretty weird. I mean, the movie was just weird. They've shown a lot of those movies though this year. You know, I guess it's their cinematography, but whatever. Supporting actor. Will Brad Pitt. Should Brad Pitt? He's never won. I kind of want to go elsewhere. Like I liked Hanks a lot. Sucker for Joe Pesci, but yeah, Pitt. And then be there. I said, the dad from Parasite. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name because I'll butcher it, but yeah, one of the bigger locks of the night though, definitely Brad Pitt.
I agree. This is a stone cold lead pipe lock. He's won everywhere. He will continue to win everywhere. This was a hell of a year for supporting actors, though. It's usually a deep category, but this year was insane. I mean, you could have went 10 deep and it would have been strong.
Would you guys have voted for Pesci or Pacino if you had to?
Pacino.
I would have voted for Pacino.
Both Pacino. Wow.
Pesci's so cute. But I've seen Pesci do that before. I also haven't seen Pacino act very much.
Pacino was incredible. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not Pacino guy. But I mean, I'm not Joe Pesci guy either. I've seen the classics, but Home Alone.
Phenomenal Home Alone. If I actually was voting, I'd vote for Pitt because he never won before. But the best out of these five, I think, is Tom Hanks. I thought he nailed Fred Rogers as far as just what that man's all about. So I really dug that performance. I'm a sucker for Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
As this podcast has probably shown.
You're a sucker for Fred Rogers, too. And the first 10 minutes, he was kind of doing, like, when he was kind of talking, like, the neighbor. He's doing kind of this, like, weird voice. I'm like, is this right? Then I had to, like, go back in my memory bank. So I'm like, this is actually pretty good. This is probably his best accent he's done all decade.
Yeah. I agree.
He's done some rough ones. So.
Some real rough stuff. The post was it was horrible. And then Captain Phillips, there's points where it's laugh out loud funny, his accent.
Still not sure what he was doing in Captain Phillips. No, I think they decided on Boston. I think is what they decided on.
They were sampling different accents throughout that movie. Should be here. You guys have all nailed it, so I'm gonna pick a different one. I'm gonna go Jonathan Major from Last Black Man in San Francisco. He plays like, I'm not quite sure. There's something I think a little off with him, somewhere in the spectrum. But he writes beautiful poetry, and he's just nails the best friend role. I watched that theater thinking that he was almost a lock. It being an A24 movie, well reviewed, a Sundance movie. I thought he'd almost be a lock for Best Supporting Actor, an unknown. They like that stuff, but he just got no traction whatsoever. And I think it's because how competitive a year it was for Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
And how competitive a year was for A24. A24 had like 10 good movies here. They didn't even try to push a lot of their movies. I think they ran into too many good movies, and they put all their eggs in Uncut Gems, which isn't really a Academy Award type movie. But
no, and they should have known that. In the back of that, they probably did know that too. But yeah, it's kind of shocking. Like, what's A24 putting out about a dozen movies a year now? That's what it seems like.
And they're all good. So now we move to the Best Supporting Actress category, where it's Kathy Bates and Richard Jewell. She was magnificent in it. Shocked she got nominated, though. Laura Dern, Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson, Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh, Little Woman, and Margot Robbie, Bombshell. Is it on me? It is on me.
Yep.
Dern's won everywhere. Dern will continue to win everywhere. I'm pumped about it. I would vote Dern too. Probably, arguably my favorite actress. She gives a hell of a performance. Much deserved here. I'm pumped about it. Who should be here is J-Lo. I don't think I'm just stunned she's still not here. Kathy Bates is really good, but the fact that she got in over J-Lo is a crime still.
Yeah, I knew that last slot was going to be a weird one. I think my predictions for the nominations, I think I actually had the maid, the housekeeper in Parasite. I think that was my wild card for the 5 slot.
But you had J-Lo in though, right?
No. I think that was one. I think that was actually the only one I got wrong. Director, picture, or the acting categories. But not to toot my own horn. Will win Laura Dern. I think it's kind of weird that this is finally where she's getting it. Like I don't think this is necessarily some kind of like, she's doing anything crazy in this role. But I think she nailed what she was doing. I think there was some, definitely some highlights scenes, and I love Laura Dern. Should ScarJo and my favorite female performance of the year in Jojo Rabbit, for sure. Talk about just a perfect supporting role. And in a lot of years, an actress with her pedigree who's never won, this would be a home run spot. So it's kind of a shame. And she's a double nominee, which you don't see much with the Academy year to year.
Well, so 7th of all time.
I mean, she won't win. I suppose if you did want to go a little off the radar, she's still in play, but should be there. I got Julia Fox from Uncut Gems, who I thought stole a lot of scenes. I'd be remiss not to use the term smoke show in one of my appearances. So
Winner will be Laura
Moving on.
Dern. She's won everywhere already. I think she's a lock. Who should win? I'm with Chuck, ScarJo. And then who should be here? Mike covered Jennifer Lopez, but also Park So-dam, the sister from Parasite, I thought was excellent.
I think there's 3 legit contenders for Parasite that could be here.
Yeah, for them to win the SAG for ensemble but not get any love in any of the individual ones is kind of bizarre.
It's bizarre, but
It
it's
is.
happened. I guess for a film they like so much, it's kind of bizarre. But Hidden Figures did the same thing, and it got
That's
a Best
true.
Picture
That's
nomination,
true.
and it won the SAG. So we've seen some weird outliers, but not to say it doesn't have a very bona fide chance of getting there. But
What ScarJo had to do, she kind of had to carry the emotion of that movie. That could get really into like a slapstick comedy, but her performance really grounded that movie. So yeah,
that's a very well worded way of saying that there.
yeah, that was a good pick, guys, with ScarJo. I probably would just pick Dern just because I love Laura Dern. I also want to mention, though, is that it's nice to see all 5 of these actresses are actually playing supporting roles. It's nice to see there's no Viola Davis this year, or really Brad Pitt in the supporting actor category, shoehorning an actor who is basically the lead into the supporting categories and kind of ruining it for everybody. So it's nice to see that there's actually 5 legit supporting roles in the supporting category.
Category fraud definitely runs rampant these days.
We'll go to Best Actor now. Antonio Banderas in Pain and Glory, Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver in Marriage Story, Joaquin Phoenix in Joker, and Jonathan Pryce in The Two Popes.
Did he say penis or Phoenix? We don't know.
A Pope has never been. No one's ever been nominated for a Pope, and we got 2 this year. Just thought that was a fun fact.
Cool.
Keegan, kicking it to you.
What will win, I think, is Penis. What should win, if I had to vote, I'd go with Adam Driver. No one hit me harder with the performance this year than Adam Driver in Marriage Story. Who should be here? 2 SNL alums. I think one of them deserved to be here. Either Eddie Murphy
Will
or
Ferrell.
Adam Sandler. One of them. I would lean towards Eddie Murphy. One of those 2 deserve to be here.
Rubber Sandman, Wild as the Taliban.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Is it not me?
Yeah, it's
on
on
you.
you.
Phoenix. I know Keegan hates Joker. I think Mike liked Joker, but the best performance of the year was Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. And I mean, come on. Nominated how many times? 14 times? 19 times? Phoenix a lock. I think he deserves to win. You know, this was, in a way, going to be Adam Driver's coronation this year, I thought. At least a lot of people thought that way. Because people didn't know how the Academy was going to take Joker as a whole. But the fact that it just got nominated about a dozen times, it's Lock City, Utah. Joaquin's winning everywhere. And he's due. Come on. Is he the best working actor there is? And then should be there, Adam Sandler.
I think it's weird because Joaquin Phoenix very well might be my favorite actor, and then Adam Driver is also right there. And I really want Adam Driver to win this over Joaquin Phoenix, but the performance is awesome. The performance he gives here. It's just too bad he doesn't get nominated for her, and then he wins for playing Joker here. It's just, I don't know.
You can't let that phase you at this point.
I know, but it's always tough when you feel like an actor gets nominated, wins for something that, I don't know, it's not their best work. But I guess that happens way more times than not.
That's true. Laura Dern's not going to win for her best work. Maybe not for her best work of the year even. So, I mean, there's that.
When you're predicting the Oscars, you need to get into the mindset of a moron.
Whoa, Keegan, come on.
So,
that's
obviously,
actually a really good point.
Like Mike's, I think, said on last pod maybe 2 ago, people get rewarded for their careers a lot of the time. Yeah, Penis has been great in 5-10 other movies. He's been better than he is in The Joker, but now it's his time to get awarded, and it is how it is.
And Brad Pitt's like that, Laura Dern's like that. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's usually how it goes. And like Taika Waititi is making good movies forever, and all of a sudden like Jojo Rabbit, let's do it, Best Picture nomination, yeah, guys. It's just interesting.
I mean, it's also about the competition. It's not just cut and dry the subject matter. So anyone who wins this year, I think, is pretty deservingly so.
Yeah, and I mean he deserves an Academy Award, so I'm happy he's gonna get it. But I would go Driver. I, like Keegan, I was between Adam Sandler and Eddie Murphy, and I went Murphy too. So Eddie Murphy should be here.
I didn't see Dolomite, so I'm just going to admit that now. I fucked up.
You would have really liked it, because you love Wesley Snipes.
I do.
Best Actress now we're going to get to here. Cynthia Erivo, Scarlett Johansson, Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan in Little Women, Charlize Theron in Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger in Judy. I actually saw Judy. It is exactly what the Academy loves. And she's singing out there, and she's playing an actress, a beloved actress, and I'm actually cool with her winning it. So I think Renee Zellweger will win. I would not vote for her just because she's won one before, and Saoirse Ronan, one of my favorite actresses, has been nominated. This is her 4th time, and I love the movie. I love her performance. So I would go Saoirse Ronan. And then who should be here? I got 3. I couldn't pick one. Pew, Awkwafina, Lupita Nyong'o. All 3 of them are wonderful. I guess I go Pew, if gun in my head, but all 3 deserve to be here.
Well, I didn't see Judy, and it's a shame because I love The Wizard of Oz, and that's all I got to say about that. But she'll win, should win. This is a hell of a question. Looking at the rest of the field, ScarJo again, maybe? I like ScarJo a lot here. And then be there. It's got to be Florence Pugh if we're just talking straight performances for Midsummer. But I'll give you a wild card. This is Keegan's girl, Ana de Armas, for Knives Out.
Both of you stole my thunder. What will win is Renee.
Hey, I gave you credit. It said it was your girl, but man, I'd consider getting her in there for sure.
So what will win is Renee. What should win? I'm with Chuck. ScarJo getting 2 in a night is my dream.
Good year for female lead movies. Sometimes it's really, really weak. So that was nice to see.
It's kind of the same old where it's just like there's one performance that it's kind of like the one outlier from the film that gets nominated, and then it just pulverizes the Julianne Moore and we thought Glenn Close last year. I mean, it's been done a few times in the last 7 years. Kate Blanchett, yeah, and it's just like they're really good. They deserve it, and they usually actresses with a very high pedigree, that have either won before or do.
We all picked the same actors, actresses in that category. If you guys had to pick one, which one do you think is most vulnerable? I will say Zellweger. I don't know who, but I would say Renee Zellweger is the most vulnerable because she's won before, basically.
Who's most vulnerable? I would say, I think
that's a really
Renee
good question.
As well.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Renee Zellweger? That's a Chappelle Show quote for those playing at home. I think Laura Dern. I think ScarJo winning that night wouldn't be the most shocking thing. If Brad Pitt lost to one of those guys, who's even thought about competing with him in that category?
All right. Best Director. Martin Scorsese for The Irishman. Todd Phillips, Joker. Sam Mendes, 1917. Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. The Guild, which is 8 of 9, went to Mendes. The Critic was tied between Mendes and Bong Joon-ho, and the Globe went to Mendes.
Thank you again.
Yeah, I think Mendes will win. I hate to go against the Bong Hive, but I think Mendes should win as well. It's just such a technical marvel, and it's just so well crafted. Then who should be here? I'll try not to steal anyone's thunder, but Alma Harrell from Honey Boy, and then the Safdies for Uncut Gems. I'll leave the obvious one for one of you two to talk about.
That's got to be me, Taika Waititi. Is that the obvious one? It's the obvious one for me.
No, I guess Mike will talk about it.
I'm obsessed with Jojo Rabbit, so. But yeah, Sam Mendes, he's gonna win here. He's won everywhere else. Should definitely Bong Joon, man. I mean, I'm gonna vote for that everywhere. Then you had Taika, my guy Taika.
For me, who should be here? I got Gerwig. I think that's what Keegan was talking about, right? That was
good point.
Yeah, she did a lot of a couple of decisions she made. I think made the movie. I love the timeline she did. Who should win? Hashtag film Twitter. Give me that Bung Hive. Bong Joon-ho. And then what will win? I got Mendes, though very deserving, like Keegan said. But I can't go against Bong Joon-ho. There's no way. He's too cute, too adorable. Mm-hmm. All right, now to the main event.
Definitely cute as hell.
All right, is Best Picture time. The nominees are Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Woman, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. The Producers Guild and the Globe went to 1917. Producer Guild is 7 of 9 this year. Only La La Land, The Big Short did not win. The Globe and the Critic went to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. No BAFTA winner has won the last 5 years, so we're doing this before the BAFTAs, but it does not matter. But we're going to do preferential ballot time. So that's how they do it. They rank their movies from 1 to 9. So here are mine. Number 9, haven't seen the movie, so I really shouldn't have my list. Is Ford vs. Ferrari. Number 8, 1917. 7, Joker. 6, The Irishman. 5, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 4, Jojo Rabbit. 3, Little Woman. 2, Marriage Story, and 1, Parasite. Chuck?
All right, 9, Ford vs. Ferrari. 8, Irishman. 7, Hollywood. 6, 1917. 5, Marriage Story. 4, Joker. 3, Little Women. 2, JoJo. And number 1, Parasite.
Number 9, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Number 8, Joker. Number 7, The Irishman. Number 6, Little Women. Number 5, Jojo Rabbit. Number 4, Ford vs. Ferrari. Number 3, Marriage Story. Number 2, 1917. And number 1, Parasite.
I mean, it's crazy how different me and Keegan's are, but then there's 1917 at the top.
Keegan, crazy having a 1917 number 2. So is this one of those things where it's more so you're voting for the better film instead of like your favorite film, like or your favorite elements, or?
The only movie on this list that made my top 10 is Parasite.
But
yeah.
I remember you kicked around Jojo Rabbit. I guess I just didn't remember if you
my
gave
honorable
1917 an honorable mention.
Yeah,
but
1917 got one. Ford vs. Ferrari got one.
It's when looking at my favorite films of the year and Best Picture nominations, this is the year where it's stacked up the closest, and I think this is the best 1 through 9 Best Picture nominations we've had in 8 years.
I think the lowest ring I gave one of these movies was 1917 with a 7.9. So yeah, I agree with Chuck.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Usually there's one I hate. But what should be here, and what actually had a chance, and a movie I really liked, is The Two Popes. Why don't we just give 10 noms and put The Two Popes in here? That would be nice to see.
I think we should. I think for now on they should have just a clear 10, just so it's stops being so weird. And I think for the record, I think Two Popes would have been the 10th this year.
What should win? Parasite, and then what will win? 1917. I think it's gonna win, and I hope it doesn't, but I think it's gonna be pretty easy here. I'm even predicting Parasite to win like a lot of the lower bar categories. I don't know. It's me 1917.
I thought maybe you'd have some kind of weird Parasite antidote here.
I picked Get Out, remember? I tucked myself into Get Out, but no, not this year.
Yeah, but I didn't necessarily think that was how you were going to go. I don't know. No, I think it's 1917. I think the writing's on the wall, and I'd be pretty surprised. I think a lot of the reason why Parasite's got so much momentum is that just, the general public, I hate the term film Twitter, but that they love it. It gained a lot of steam on that front. I think some of the old guard still is not going to vote for a foreign film too high, so I think the preferential ballot is still debatable if it's in favor of 1917 or Parasite, but yeah, definitely 1917. And then Be There were my two favorite films of the year that weren't there, Midsummer and Knives Out.
What will win? Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think 1917 is going to take it, though I'm praying for Parasite, man. It should win.
We all will be.
And then what should be here? Mike or Chuck, you just said Midsummer, so I'm going to go with Dolomite. Because it's a movie about filmmaking, and it's awesome, but it got nothing.
I will say that Parasite, I think, has the second best chance, and the only other movie with any chance.
All right, thanks for joining us, Chuck. Really appreciate it. Godspeed to
Thanks,
you
guys.
On these picks. Catch you next week for our own personal awards, where we get a little more goofy with it. You can follow us at movie_rebrew, me at Cash Money Keegan, Chuck at...
I changed it. I am now Lights Out Chuck, which is a name I've used for a long time.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.